Andy Serkis, widely recognized for his iconic role as Gollum in the Lord of the Rings trilogy and his recent appearances in blockbuster films such as The Batman, is embarking on a fresh and intriguing cinematic venture. The accomplished actor and director has opened up about his upcoming animated film Animal Farm, a 2025 children's fantasy adventure inspired by George Orwell's seminal satirical allegory. This new adaptation promises to bring a unique blend of innocence and darkness to the screen, deftly balancing the complex themes of Orwell's 1945 novel with the imaginative freedom that animation affords. Animal Farm has long been regarded as one of Orwell's most powerful political commentaries. The novella uses the story of a group of farm animals who overthrow their human owner to establish a society based on equality and shared ownership as a metaphor for the Russian Revolution of 1917 and the rise of the Soviet Union under Joseph Stalin. Orwell's narrative exposes the cyclical nature of power, corruption, and betrayal, showcasing how noble ideals can be perverted by those who seek control. This dark allegory, though originally intended for adult readers, has found a lasting place in literary and educational circles for its insightful critique of totalitarianism and its accessible yet profound storytelling. When it came to adapting such a weighty tale, Serkis faced a distinct challenge: how to maintain the story's inherent darkness without losing the innocence that made the original work so impactful and enduring, especially for younger audiences. In an exclusive conversation with Variety, Serkis revealed that the decision to use animation as the medium for Animal Farm was not arbitrary but rather the result of extensive experimentation during the early stages of the project. "We started to work on it and did a lot of experimenting," Serkis explained, "which led us to realize that animation was the right medium for this adaptation. This choice allowed the filmmakers to preserve the delicate balance of innocence and gravitas that Orwell's story requires. Unlike live action, which might have imposed a more immediate sense of darkness from the outset, animation provided a canvas where emotional nuance and visual symbolism could flourish." Animation enabled Serkis and his team to retain the story's accessible storytelling style while expanding its emotional and thematic reach. "That allowed us to keep the innocence of the storytelling that the original book had, while being able to say much more than live action would allow us to do," he said. By using animation, the film could communicate complex ideas about power, freedom, and equality in a way that resonates with both children and adults alike, preserving the allegorical core without overwhelming viewers with stark realism. Moreover, animation gave Serkis a greater degree of creative freedom to forge a deep emotional connection between the audience and the animal characters. The anthropomorphized animals of Animal Farm serve as stand-ins for various human ideologies and historical figures, and their journey is both political and deeply personal. "The animated version gave me more freedom to have an emotional engagement with the characters," Serkis noted, emphasizing how the medium helped evoke empathy and nuance, rather than mere spectacle. The cast of the film includes a stellar lineup of renowned American actors who lend their voices to bring Orwell's animal characters to life. Alongside Serkis himself, the vocal cast features Woody Harrelson, Kieran Culkin, and Seth Rogen, each contributing their unique talents to create a vibrant and compelling auditory experience. This ensemble promises to elevate the film's appeal, delivering performances that blend humor, pathos, and gravitas. The story of Animal Farm is deceptively simple yet deeply layered. It begins with the animals on Manor Farm rising up against Mr. Jones, their negligent and oppressive owner. Inspired by the idealistic vision of Old Major, a wise pig who dreams of liberation, the animals strive to build a society founded on equality, cooperation, and freedom. However, as the pigs assume leadership roles, the initial principles begin to erode. The pigs, led by Napoleon, gradually become indistinguishable from the tyrannical humans they replaced, culminating in a chilling commentary on the corrupting influence of power. Orwell's narrative has served as a cautionary tale for generations, warning readers about the dangers of totalitarianism, propaganda, and political manipulation. Yet, its enduring relevance lies not just in its historical context but in its exploration of universal themes: idealism, betrayal, and the struggle for justice. Through the use of animals, Orwell crafted a timeless story that could be understood across cultures and ages, making it an ideal candidate for a visually rich and emotionally engaging animated adaptation. Serkis' vision for the film aligns with this timelessness. By choosing animation, he taps into the power of visual storytelling to communicate Orwell's themes in ways that live action might constrain. The medium allows for stylistic choices that emphasize allegory and fantasy, while also providing a safe space for younger viewers to engage with difficult subjects. In bringing Animal Farm to the screen, Serkis also continues a tradition of adapting classic literature into animated films that respect the source material while exploring new artistic possibilities. His approach acknowledges the challenges of adapting politically charged content for modern audiences, especially in a format aimed at children, and addresses these challenges with sensitivity and creativity. The film is currently slated for release in 2025, and anticipation is growing among fans of both Orwell's work and Serkis' innovative storytelling. As audiences prepare to revisit the world of Manor Farm through this fresh lens, the hope is that the film will spark renewed discussions about the nature of power, freedom, and the importance of vigilance in protecting democratic ideals. In summary, Andy Serkis' Animal Farm stands as a promising cinematic endeavor that marries the dark allegory of Orwell's novel with the innocence and creativity of animation. Through thoughtful direction, a talented voice cast, and the unique advantages of the animated medium, this adaptation seeks to honor the original text while making its message accessible and resonant for a new generation. It exemplifies how classic stories can be reimagined to reflect contemporary sensibilities, inviting viewers young and old to reflect on the enduring struggles for justice and equality.